You're this perp back with another video, and happy New Year's. I know I should have had this review up. If you're listening to this now, I've recorded this on Sunday, so happy New Year's to everybody. We're almost done. We're almost done this season. There's a few episodes to go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. So we got a lot to talk about in this episode, but I'll try to get through it as quick as possible because there's definitely some shit that I did not care about in this episode, and I'll start with that first, and then we'll go into some of the things that I actually liked. So Carl, he actually had a decent episode last week, but this week it kind of just is digressing again. It's kind of hit or miss with me with Carl's story, even though Carl is still one of my favorite characters. It seems like he is going to try to still find his purpose, like what he's meant to do. Like, he wants to protect his neighborhood and all that stuff, but he can't become a cop. He can't do the academy, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what they do with his character. Liam, on the other hand, another character that's one of my favorite, kind of takes a back seat. He had a kind of an important role in the start of this season, but it seems like they're kind of giving him the backdoor treatment. I know that's kind of like probably a bad analogy or whatever the fuck, but I'm still curious to see what they do with Liam's character. I'm still excited that they have more of his character in this season overall, compared to other seasons where he really wasn't a factor. He didn't even have really any lines, but we're just going to have to wait and see. So moving along to Kevin V, another storyline that really they literally have nothing to do with these characters, so they just are going to just keep them scheming, which it's fun, but at the same time it doesn't progress any of the, does nothing for me this season. But they end up getting scammed. Long story short, they're trying to just have a come up. Like I said, they're just continuously scamming people as they come through the bar and stuff, and trying to figure out more money, more ways to make money, and just average shit. It's nothing new for these characters, but it is what it is. I still got some laughs out of it, but like I said, they literally are doing nothing with these characters this season, but I don't blame them. So now shifting things over to Debbie, one of the stronger storylines of this season. She's kind of going on this weird kind of becoming a prostitute, but doesn't want to really become a prostitute. She's getting close to this chick that she met in the previous episode. I'm wondering if that will actually turn into something, or if it's just going to end up just being nothing at the end of it, or she's just going to use this chick for her money, because it is smart. She's giving you thousands of dollars just to hang out with her and whatnot. So, I'm really curious to see how that works out with Debbie. Moving along to Frank, we find out that the chick that plays Paz off of Power, I'm drawing a blank on her name, her character's name in this show, in this season. But she comes up with this bullshit ass story about her house being haunted. That's why she isn't living in there. And she was always off. Something was off about her from the rip, but Frank didn't obviously see it until they got to her house, and he ends up getting handcuffed to a bedpost, and, it ends up being a trap. She pretty much wants Frank to pay for what she's done to her, I guess boyfriend back in college or high school or something like that. He got wrongly accused for having possession of crack and whatnot, while Frank got to walk away, scot-free. And I really like how they touch on these subtleties and just certain things, like that white privilege is definitely a fucking thing. They definitely they don't shy away from that, and that becomes a reoccurring thing in this episode that I think a lot of people are missing. But it also gets me excited because I really want Showtime to make a spin-off series with a young Frank. so we could see how he met Monica. I have a video on that I'll put a link in that in the description below. But so moving along to another strong storyline in this season is, Ian and Mickey. They've kind of just been bickering like a married couple, ironically. And, they show earlier in the episode their PO officer getting thrown out a window, and the cops come to question them about it, and they're kind of iffy with each other because they both think that they did it. Ian thinks that Mickey did it. Mickey thinks Ian did it. And, Ian comes up with this idea like we should just get married so, we can't testify on each other. And that kind of turns into a bigger mess because, Ian kind of flakes. And come to find out, neither one of them killed the PO officer. It was somebody else. But yeah, their relationship's kind of getting rocky a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to end up happening with them in the future. Is Mickey going to end up back in prison by the end of it? Or, he does have people on his ass too. So who knows, man? That would be kind of unsuspected if, Mickey were to get killed or something like that by the end of the season. I know that's not possible, but anything is possible, honestly, in Shameless. But, it's going to be interesting. Now, to the best part of this whole entire season is Tammy and Lip's arc. They definitely have the best storyline in the season. Just them figuring out, parenthood, and pretty much in this episode figuring out who's going to be the legal guardian. We get introduced to Tammy's aunt, which is now, so watching this a second time, I'm like, yeah, she's a full-blown racist or just a complete whack job. And Lip kind of sees this, and Tammy is already aware of this. I really like their storyline because, it's like watching Frank and Monica, like a better version of Frank and Monica. They're not into drugs or nothing like that. They're really trying to figure this out on their own, and it's going to be interesting. I really think that Tammy is a rider for Lip, but things could possibly change. I have a feeling. I don't know, but it could be just the case that Tammy is willing to just, fight it out and just really figure things out with Lip and just everything with Fred. It's going to be interesting. That's by far the best aspect of this season is Lip and Tammy. Can't wait to see where they take their story. Hopefully Liam gets a little bit more to do next season, because obviously it doesn't seem like they had a plan for his character this season, but kind of just pulled back from that, which is kind of sad. But like I said, at the same time, I'm glad that he's getting more screen time. I'm interested to see where Debbie's character goes and how the season will end with her, what's going to happen with Mickey and Ian. So much to talk about, but I already know, Kevin V, nothing's going to happen with them by the end of the season. They're just, strictly there to just be the filler of the season. But what do you guys think in the comments below? Let me know. Until next time, I'm out.
The problem is that people live for other people, that's why it's anti-dogma, because it's like people live their life according to what someone else should say. But yeah, I had to just lock in. A lot of people don't want to work. They want point B. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand though that it's like, yo, you really gotta do all this though to get there. Are you down for that, or you just want to be on the jet?